Well, hello and welcome to SoCal Prep Report. My name is Randy Rosenbaum, along with Tarek Fatal from SB Live. Tarek will be here in a moment. What a show we got lined up for you tonight. Carson won a city championship in boys basketball. We're going to have their head coach and one of their star players with us. Kevin Shaw is the head coach, 12th year leading the program. Ezekiel, his fine guard, who averaged 17 tonight, will join us as well. But Tarek, we have a lot to cover tonight. So many great moments, so many crazy moments this week in the prep world.
I just want to give the viewers a little spice. We got a fight. We got
Not
disqualifications. We've got buzzer beaters, upsets. So, yeah, quite a lot to get to here in these 30 minutes, but we'll get it done.
Let's start with girls basketball. We'll start with Birmingham in the city, getting by Westchester. Now, Westchester was the defending city champions here, but Birmingham got them late, 55-50. Mariah Blake, the great star for Westchester, was in foul trouble the whole game, and that really hurt the Comets.
We knew this clash was coming, and we finally got it at Pasadena City College. It was Lily Martinez, actually, who gets this basket with under a minute to go. Might have been like 30 seconds. I'm not quite sure. I remember, but it put them up a basket, and it led them down for victory in another city title.
Yeah, Lily's basket was a big one, really helped out. But again, Nat Lopez, short guard, did a terrific job and ended up with 13 points, leading the Patriots. Here's that goal by Lily.
Yeah, Westchester tries to press and speed it up, so Birmingham breaks it, gets a layup out of it, and it came at a good time. And that I believe that actually ended up being the last field goal of the game, which helped keep Westchester at bay.
Yeah, that clinched the game for the very fine Birmingham Patriots basketball team. All right, let's move ahead and talk about the Poly Parrots. They won their second consecutive Division I championship. There it is in girls basketball, 57-47 over Arleta. They finished the season 18-8. Like I said, second year in a row winning the title. Last year they beat Laces in overtime for the crown.
Yeah, it's always great. One of the best things you can do is win a section title here in Southern California, and I don't know if it gets more prestigious than a city title.
Yeah, Division I for the Parrots. Hannah Lysing, their big star there. Moving ahead, let's talk a little girls basketball and Kennedy High School, the Golden Cougars, in the Division II game. They were victorious over the Van Nuys Wolves by 6. That's 4 overall titles for Kennedy High School, but the first since 1987. They had a great coach back in the 80s by the name of Craig Robb, but this is the first title, and they get one here by 6 over the Wolves. All right, let's turn our attention to boys basketball in the LA City section. Let's start with the Open Division game. King Drew over Laces. Great to see new schools involved in the final. King Drew got it done. I really was impressed. We were there. Tarek and I watched this. We saw Jay-Sean Kimball put on a show.
He was really impressive, only a sophomore, and I wrote a column about it, what I think is a new era coming in the city section. The Westchesters, the Facts, the Tafts of even back in the day, the Crenshaws, those powerhouses aren't quite getting to the final every year now. In fact, they're on the downslope per se. So now we're getting this new era of city section basketball. It's not bad, it's just different. King Drew's the big man on the hill right now.
They're the big man on the hill, and Tarek, they're really young. They're going to be potent in years to come.
Yes, and Kimball, again, here's a nice shot. As a sophomore, right, couple jab steps, nice one dribble move and a three-pointer. Really, really good team. That's going to be that's going to be good for years to come.
Yeah, he's a very fun watch. Makes big-time plays. He plays through contact around the basket, even though he's short. Tremendous talent, Jay-Sean Kimball. Also, Josan Webster, the coach's son. Lloyd's the coach, Lloyd Webster. He's a very talented player as well. All right, let's talk about how our guest did in a little bit, too. We'll get to the very fine team from Carson, but let's first talk about Washington Prep. Washington Prep, this is amazing in D1 on the boys' side. 64-56 overtime, third title. Saavedra had a great game for Pedro. It wasn't enough. Washington Prep wins the championship.
Yeah, again, like I alluded to, the city section is one of the most prestigious sections definitely in California, maybe even in the country, with all the history that it comes with. So I know that the schools get a lot of fandom too. Like Pasadena City College was rocking for those games. I'm sure that game was crowded too.
What's interesting about Washington Prep now, they went into the state, when they have the state tournament, the regionals are going on right now. And in their state game, they won in overtime. But Tarek, it's how they won and how they got to overtime at Temecula Valley.
Yeah, a little bit of drama. I believe that there was a storming of the court maybe too early. You get a technical foul. Some free throws were made. It forced overtime, and Washington Prep was able to go on the road and upset Temecula Valley.
Yeah, they would have lost, but the T got them into OT, and they win the game, and they're still going. Verdugo Hills over Garfield, 54-43 in the D2 final. Don's second title. They got to go back to 2010. Jared Gibson's been the coach all the way through. When they won it in 2010, who'd they beat, Tarek Fatal?
Oh, man. A guy named David Rabibo.
Yep.
Talk about the who's who of high school basketball. Now the man that's on top at Harvard Westlake. You know, he came from humble beginnings. What can we say?
Yep, he did. Jared Gibson schooled
That's
them
funny.
Verdugo
That's a
Hills.
good tidbit right there.
Thank you very much. You were right on it. All right, in the game, and we're going to have the guys on in a moment. Carson in overtime, getting by Jordan 62-60. Jacob Ortega, big game, 23 points. And, of course, our guy, we're going to meet him in a moment, Ezekiel Harry was 17, right on his average.
Yeah, you know, again, you can't get away from how great it is to win a city title for your school, for your community, and for it to come by 2 points means it was a close game. Can't wait to hear more about it.
All right, let's bring the guys in now, and I'm anxious to talk to these gentlemen. Kevin Shaw, 12th year as the head coach. Ezekiel Harry, the guard. Coach, let's first and foremost congratulate you. And second, how on earth did you turn it around from 4-21 last year, a losing record at the beginning of the year, get in the playoffs, and win a Division III city title? How'd you get it done?
Well, we got a group of good seniors. Most of our kids have been 3-year kids, so we were able to develop some continuity. We got dropped down to a lower division that we felt we could be more competitive. You know, we're in a league that's dominated by Division I teams. One of the teams, San Pedro, made it to the Division I championship, obviously, with a tough loss to to Washington. But tough league, the kids stuck together, committed to getting better. And more than anything, we all wanted to get that bad taste out of our mouth of that 4-21 season. As a program, as a group of athletes, we knew we were better than 4-21. And we were committed to go out and not only prove it to ourselves, but prove it to the city as well that we were better than 4-21.
Ezekiel, why'd you stick it out? I mean, you've been a player there for 3 years. What kept you in the Carson program? We see so many kids jump around, but you stuck it out. Obviously, you reaped the benefits with the championship. Why did you stay a Colt?
Mainly because, I don't know, just like anywhere I go, just playing basketball. So I just thought of it, I just go out there and play basketball, and then, yeah, just play basketball. I don't know.
Ezekiel, talk about the championship game. Obviously, only a 2-point win. What do you think was the difference when you look back? Was it the defense? Was it the shot making? What to you made the difference in that 2-point victory?
I think it was the energy. Every stop we got, every basket we scored, our ego went up, and so as that kept on continuing, our team got more riled up, and then I think that's what's made us win.
Coach, for you, I mean, this just had to be a joyous time. Carson has not been a school that we think of as a dominant force in the city section in basketball. And for you to get a title, this had to make you feel good about what you're preaching on campus.
Well, it's very gratifying because, after a 4-21 season, as a coach, you question, are you doing the right thing? Has the game passed you by? Are you going to get an opportunity to play for a championship? And, our staff, we did a lot of thorough searching after last season, and we realized we are doing the right things. We just have to grind a little bit harder. get kids to commit to the process and hope for more success. And that's what we were able to do this year. And we peaked at the right time. We won 7 out of our last 9 games, including the 4-game stretch to the championship. So the kids bought in, we worked hard, and we peaked at the right time. And, it shows the benefit of hard work and commitment to the kids. Those are life lessons that oftentimes get overlooked in sports, but it really validated those lessons this year for our kids, that if you stick with it, you work hard, good things can happen.
Ezekiel, we just saw the celebration with the coach holding up the plaque. When you won the title, what was that feeling like for you to know, hey, we've come all the way through the adversity and we're a champion? What did that feel like for you?
It felt great. Like at the moment, I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just looking at everyone celebrating. I was taking in the moment. But then after the game, it really hit like we really just won. After a 4-21 season, I was filled with happiness.
Coach, before I leave this segment for you, I know the community has embraced this team, and next week the council is going to have a day for the Carson Colts basketball team, city council.
Yes, we've been lucky enough to be invited to attend a city council meeting and be recognized by the Carson City Council next Wednesday. And once again, it just continues the experience and the magic moment for the kids to not only be recognized as champions of Division III in the city section, but to have your community honor and recognize you in a way that you had no idea was possible is a really great experience for the kids. And we look forward to that meeting and being recognized next Wednesday.
Well, here on SoCal Prep Report, we recognize you. We thank you for coming aboard tonight. Congratulations on the D3 title. Coach Kevin Shaw, Ezekiel Harriet, Carson Colts. What a finish.
Champs.
Champs. That's the best way to put it. Congratulations, guys, and thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Tarek. Thank you for having us.
You got it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Amen to that. And what a great year Carson's had. I mean, the football team was really good. Jerry Misa-Lafua was quite the player in the city. And we got our guy, Ezekiel Harry, having a great year too. And listen, generally when the team wins the city, I don't know, maybe Harry's the city player of the year in Division III as well.
Maybe so. Don't get me started with Misa-Lafua. I love that guy. What a great football player he is. Jerry's a good one, and I don't know where he's going to go to school yet, but he's a tremendous talent. All right, let's move ahead now. We're going to talk about Southern Section girls basketball. Etiwanda and Sierra Canyon, the two dominant teams all season long, hooked up, and it was really no contest.
It wasn't.
65-44. We love Grace Knox, 19 points, 12 boards for the Eagles. Etiwanda, Stan DeLuce's team, made it look easy.
They did. It was. It got up to. It was. Obviously you see a 21-point deficit there at the final buzzer, but it was 15, 14, 16, almost the whole second half. And Stan DeLuce, as I always say, the man is on the loose because he just knows how to get his team prepared. And like you had mentioned, it really wasn't close all game. I don't know if they'll rematch again, but if they do, it'll be Tuesday night in the regional final.
Yeah, and that would be at Etiwanda, so that would be a very difficult task for Sierra Canyon. You know how good they are when we're talking Grace Knox and Kennedy Smith, who had another fine game. They're All-American. We're not even talking about
McDonald's
her.
All-American,
That's how good that team is. All right, let's turn our attention to the boys' side. Harvard-Westlake, Dave Robibo, couldn't win earlier against Verdugo Hills in his career, but now at Harvard-Westlake, he wins the biggest pot of them all. The Open Division, Harvard-Westlake, the Wolverines over Roosevelt of Eastvale, 54-47. But there was some controversy in this one, Tarek.
Yes, we'll get to that in a second. I just want to mention, Harvard-Westlake won the California State Open Division Championship last year. So usually when people think, oh, you won the state, they think you won everything prior to that. That's not the case. Harvard-Westlake didn't even get to the sectional final last year. That was Corona Centennial that beat St. John Bosco. So this was the one title, per se, that was eluding Robibo and the Wolverines, and they finally got it this year, the first in program history.
And if you ask Stephen Singleton, they had the officials on their side, too.
Yeah, maybe. And look, As you see on the replay, look at number 2 in the white. That's Robert Hinton. His jersey gets pulled after Trent Perry misses a free throw. Created a lot of controversy, so Robert Hinton went to the line and shot 2 more free throws. That was crucial. I believe there was 13 seconds left in the game. You get 2 more points. Harvard Westlake ended up winning the game and obviously ended up lifting a CIF Southern Section plaque. Here's David Rabibo getting it from the commissioner.
This looks like a repeat. We have this picture with him getting trophies and getting hugs very often. Dave Rabibo, handsome guy, looks good on camera, and boy, he plays the part. He wins, and he's always on camera.
Yeah, he's just, listen, he runs a college-style program, if you will. And real quick, after the game, I said, hey, you've held 4 of the wins that you had through the playoffs. 3 of them, you held the opponent to their season low. What's the key? He said, well, the schedule allows us to prepare. It's like an extra day.
Right.
We get to prepare, and it shows in the defensive game.
Nobody could get to 50 against
Exactly.
that team.
Exactly.
Great defense. Same league, Mission League. They ended up having 3 champions. We'll talk about all 3. Just heard about Harvard Westlake. The second one that won a championship in the Southern Section is a very good Notre Dame team. Now, Notre Dame had to play a solid Windward squad. These are 2 teams that fell into D1, close to being open division
Correct.
teams. Mercy Miller pours in 22. Notre Dame able to get by Windward.
Yeah, I think we anticipated this matchup happening in the final. It was the 1 seed and the 2 seed in Division I, right there on the open division bubble, and Notre Dame, they didn't win Division I last year. They were in the open, dropped down and won the Division I state championship. So this year they get a Division I section title.
Great Gavin Hightower, the player for Windward, finished with 21 in the loss. Speaking of Notre Dame, they won tonight. They knocked off Rolling Hills Prep, knocked out Harvey Catani's team. Notre Dame still going again in the state.
Right, so they're on track. To defend the state title in Division I is still intact. The Knights won. They're actually going to play Mater Dei in the next round on Saturday.
Want to talk about that 3rd Mission League team to win a title? Tarek loves this because Tarek's been talking about the Mission League for the last few years, saying it's the best league in California.
Yeah.
Happens to be right. And Alamany got a victory. This one over Bosco Tech. And again, we talked about the great games of the week and all the weird things that happen, controversial calls. We're going to get to fighting soccer in a moment. This one went 3 overtimes.
Yeah, it can't get any better than that in regard to drama. I mean, there was one last night. We got video of that, too. It just keeps coming here on SoCal Prep Report. But in regard to Alamany, the Warriors, that's a team that just tested themselves all year long, played the gauntlet of the Mission League. They go down to 3A. They win the title over a tough Bosco Tech team.
Yeah, Mims and Dorsey, 2 star players for that Alamany team, combined for 47. Got to have credit to Jaden Arami. He had 37 for Bosco Tech, but it wasn't enough. Alamany wins the title. All right, we do want to talk about Kevin Kiernan. Great girls coach, athletic director at Mater Dei. He's stepping down, 900 victories. He's the winningest girls coach in Southern California.
Yeah, Melissa Herlihy from Harvard Westlake's now happy. I think she can finally catch up to Kiernan because he's going to retire. Great guy. There's so many great things to say about Kevin Kiernan. Can't wait to wish him a farewell as he rides off into the sunset for basketball. I believe he's still sticking on as the AD, so we'll see him around. Good dude, and what a great career he's had.
Speaking of Mater Dei, this one is a result that made Kevin Kiernan happy because he is the AD. Their soccer team, the underdog against Arlington. This is the open division in the CIF Southern Section. Mater Dei gets a tremendous goal from Aiden Romo, and this is an upset.
It was. Arlington came in as the number 1 seed, unbeaten, and I think they had only given up 6 goals all year. That's how good they were, but all it took was 1, and Aiden Romo, it's a nice half volley. The ball kind of falls in out of the sky. You think it's harmless, and it falls onto his left foot. Here's the video. Ball kind of drops down, bam, left-footed into the back of the net. Really, really nice strike, a clinical strike, really. And here's another replay of it. Really nice half volley. And, hey, that becomes the difference. That's soccer for you.
I guess we should never be surprised if Mater Dei wins in anything. Because
That's
they're
correct,
great
too.
in everything.
They are.
And even though they're the underdog in a soccer match like this, we all know that soccer
Anything
there's
can
very
go,
little bit
man.
of difference
It's
between
true.
these teams. So congratulations to Mater Dei getting the big victory over Arlington, who was previously undefeated. Girls soccer. We talk about stories throughout this show tonight, and this one intrigues me too, because the winning goal here for Santiago in a 2-0 victory over Santa Margarita was by Crystal Medina, and she got the goal early in the game on her birthday.
Hey, nothing like a nice championship for your birthday, especially when you score a goal. Fantastic evening for that young lady.
And for Crystal, that was her 15th goal of the season, and it was a big one that triggered the victory. All right, in the city section, we're going to have some fun with this, too. It's really not a thing that they're happy about at the section. We'll start with the boys here with Birmingham. 2-0 over El Camino, but it's what ensued afterward. And by the way, this is one of the great rivalries in the city section. In any sport,
Correct.
These two teams are great rivals. They're out of the same league, the West Valley League. But the fight afterward just sucked all the energy out of the stadium.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to see. We're showing because it's a news item, but we're not exactly happy to see it, of course. And there was consequences. Good on the city section for consequences, but this is the game's over. It's a handshake line that kind of turns into somewhat of a scuffle and then pours into a fight. You'll see here kind of at the top of your screen. But what ends up happening is Birmingham and El Camino Real both qualified for the regional tournament, but they got disqualified, and that was the consequence. Hey, you're going to fight and be disrespectful, we're going to disqualify you from the tournament. So that's what the city section did.
Yeah, city section, no nonsense.
Correct.
Vicky Lagos, their commissioner, she won't have
Not
any
having
of
it.
this stuff. And she's a former soccer player, so she really didn't like this at all.
I think at times it's good to see that there are consequences for your actions. You didn't act appropriately. It wasn't sportsmanlike. Sorry, your season's over.
And what do they preach at the prep level? It's all about sportsmanship. So if you break that code, you're going to get punished. All right, the girls' side. Again, El Camino's been the dominant team in girls soccer in the LA City section. In the old days, it was Chatsworth, but in recent years, it's been ECR. But Cleveland got them 1-0.
Yeah, Eric Choi is the coach at El Camino Real. He's just been in this game just about every year as he's been a coach, and more often than not, he wins these games, but sometimes he's on the losing end, and he knows all about it, what a great guy he is. But kudos to Cleveland. The Cavaliers get a city championship.
And that's kudos to the West Valley. Again, very strong. Chatsworth's in that league, El Camino, Cleveland. Over the years, Granada Hills has had a very nice girls soccer team as well. So the programs in the West Valley, they get it done. All right, it's on my notepad to write down and talk to Tarek about the state tournament games. Some of them are going on tonight. I want to get your impression, what's been triggering your mind in these state games that are still going on in basketball.
Well, I think maybe one of the storylines is Notre Dame. I think this is a storyline, had a great year all year. Stick with me here. Mercy Miller gets snubbed for the McDonald's All-American game. He's not in the top 100. Okay, then they don't get in the Open. Okay, then they won Division I. They keep getting snubbed, and then they get made the number 7 seed, which is pretty low, Randy, in Division I, and they beat Torrey Pines in the opening round by like 30 points. They're trying to send a message. Mercy Miller scored 40 points, had 11 rebounds and 11 assists. So what stands out to me, to answer your question, is Notre Dame not only winning games but trying to prove a point as they do it.
Also, I want to show a highlight from the Sierra Canyon game. Then we're going to talk about a young lady that transcends both soccer and basketball. We'll put it all together for you. But last night, Sierra Canyon on a Wednesday night got knocked out of the state tournament, the boys team.
Yes, this was quite the ending. 8.5 seconds, lasted about 5 minutes. But this is Tunde Yesufu, 5-star recruit from Santa Maria St. Joseph. Catches the ball, leaps right back up into kind of a shot put motion just underneath the free throw line. Bedlam in Chatsworth. St. Joseph advances 69-68. This shot coming after Ethan Johnson put Sierra Canyon up by a point with 8 seconds to go. So St. Joseph responds and got the last laugh.
Yes, he can. Yes, a foo.
Oh, that's good.
St. Joseph moved
That's
on.
good. I want to hear that again. One more time.
Want to hear one more time?
Yeah.
Yes, he can. Yes, a foo.
That's good.
Said it better the first time.
That's good.
I feel bad for Andre Chevalier, the
Oh,
basketball
man.
coach. Although Sierra Canyon, again, another great year, 26-4.
No question.
Excellent season.
Great year.
Okay. All right.
I want to hear it again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No more yes-a-foos. Yes on yes-a-foos. Want to talk about a young lady.
Yeah.
Mia Kodama. She did something this season that's absolutely remarkable. There it is, 2 plaques, championships at the same time in team sports for Louisville's girls, soccer, and hoops.
Yeah, hard to think that it's impossible to track. I don't know if this has ever been done in either section, maybe even countrywide. I don't know. We'd have to do crazy research. But as far as we can remember, I've asked around. This is as recent as we can get. Mia Kodama wins a soccer Division IV championship on a Saturday night. That game kicked off at 7 p.m. She played a basketball 2AA final at noon on Saturday. She won both of them. She won 2 CIF Southern Section titles in 2 different sports in 18 hours. Very remarkable. The epitome of an athlete.
Got some applause, not only for Mia. How about for Russell Westbrook? He's doing some great community service. You know Russell Westbrook played for the Lakers, now with the Clippers. He is putting money where his mouth is, investing in the community. Look at that, South Central LA building 180 affordable housing units. That's awesome.
He's one of the most philanthropic athletes, professional athletes in America. If I'm not mistaken, I always say this when we bring up Russell Westbrook, he is the most giving UCLA alum back to the Bruins athletics facility. No one's given, anyone from UCLA that's graduated, no one's given more money back to that athletic department more than Russell Westbrook.
Okay, quick football note. It's always modern day on this program, for goodness sake. Again, it speaks to their program. We're saying who's going to be their quarterback. A couple weeks ago, they got a great transfer wide receiver for next year. Now they get a quarterback, Dash Beerley. Now I'm looking at Beerley. He's already committed to Washington. He was at one point going to go to Arizona. He's out of Chaparral High School, but he's now moved over to modern day. So the Monarchs are fully back now for football next season.
Yeah, you know, they're fully back. Yeah, hey, they got their quarterback. That's a good start, right? Because their quarterback, Elijah Brown, going to Stanford, was their 4-year starter and had tremendous success. He's gone and going to Stanford. So Beerley's the new guy, dual threat guy. I believe he's going to be a senior. He's a junior now. Yeah. So they'll have a guy for a year.
So in a hurry, so we say in a dash, modern day.
Oh, man, you're on fire tonight.
I don't know about on fire.
Yes-a-foo.
Yes, he can. Yes-a-foo. How about this one? Olu's girls water polo team.
Oh, yeah.
Finish it up, 31-0. Obviously won the Southern Section title for the 2nd straight year. They won the regional championship. That's it. They're probably the undisputed, really, national champion in girls water polo. Congratulations to Orange Lutheran.
Brenda Villa, the coach, a 4-time Olympian, a tremendous coach, and shows why. Orange Lutheran's the champs.
Was that a week of sports or what? In preps. I mean, how many different things? Now, quickly, we're going to show you a couple top 10s. We got a minute before we have to go off. Here's SB Live City Section Baseball. No real change from last week. A couple moving around. And Cleveland jumped in.
Couple new guys in there. Cleveland gets in there. Palisades moves up a little bit. Venice drops down. But these are teams that are all going to be tough to beat come postseason.
And in the Southern Section, their top 10, Corona's on top. Corona's a very good baseball program, and here's that top group. I get a kick because we got the other team from Corona, Centennial, number 10. So you got 2 teams right out of Corona in the top 10.
Centennial, I believe, started 5-0 or 6-0, so they creep up. Notre Dame, Sherman Oaks. All these teams are good. The one that's higher than I thought was Westlake. They started 8-0 this year. They've got tremendous pitching, and they are the Division II regional champions from last year. Let's not forget, they were in that game that went 17 innings. It took 2 days to finish.
Speaking of finish, we're just about finished. But before we go, Tarek's going to be in Sacramento next week. He gets to go to the big arena and cover all the state finals.
Correct.
That'll be fun.
State championship on Friday the 8th and Saturday the 9th. I actually get in Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, I'm going to go see Victor Wembanyama.
Wait a minute. You're going to be on the show before you see Victor Wembanyama.
No, I'm going to see Victor.
That's it. They're telling us to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. We thank the guys from Carson. For Tarek, I'm Randy. We'll see you next week right here on SoCal Prep Report. Good night, everybody. You're going to be right here.
Yes.